Halo fans are not happy with Halo Campaign Evolved, a game that came out just a few days ago, and the reviews are not so great so far. So immediately, I'm gonna jump over to Steam here, and I wanna look at some reviews that people are leaving on the game. As you can see on the Steam page already, the reviews are already mixed, which isn't necessarily a good thing, but it also really isn't a bad thing though either. It's obviously 50-50. So let's go ahead and filter the reviews to negative, which I already did, and just kind of scroll through these and see why people are leaving such a bad review and why the game is leaving such a bad taste in their mouth. This guy's saying buy it when it's on sale, it's not worth the full price. The game is online only, which I've already played about 2 hours of it. I didn't even know that for whatever reason. This game is remade by people who hate you. Another guy's saying that they're butchering the legacy of the original game. Overall, I'm not gonna go through every review, but just scrolling through this alone, you can see how many negative reviews there are. Feel free to slow down the video or pause it at whatever you want and just kind of read over it. But overall, I'm just very surprised about how much backlash this game has been getting. Like, even on YouTube and social media, people are truly stating their criticisms, which, as I just mentioned, I didn't see coming. I thought this would be a very well-received remake. So I've never played a Halo game a day in my life until today, and as a result, I haven't really been following the updates on this game or the community feedback on Halo Campaign Evolved until today. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make a first impressions video on this game as someone who has no experience with any Halo game or the original Halo game at all. So if you're looking for a non-biased first impressions video of Halo Campaign Evolved, you found it, because I have none. So as I mentioned, I have about 2 hours played into Halo Campaign Evolved, and I've been having a relatively good time with it. The first thing that immediately stood out to me was the game's presentation. This game looks phenomenal. The lighting, environments, the overall visuals are genuinely impressive, and it does a great job of pulling you into the world right away. The gunplay also surprised me. Shooting feels incredibly smooth and responsive, and every weapon I've used so far has been super satisfying. Combat feels very natural. It's easy to understand, but still really engaging. The reason I want to touch upon that first is because Halo combat used to never appeal to me. I used to see gameplay of it back in the day, whether it was like in a short or a video that I somehow stumbled upon. It just never caught my eye and never appealed to me in any capacity. Probably just due to the lack of engagement that I saw in the video. It just didn't look impressive to me. But now that I've played it, I've been having a really good time with the gunplay. It's been a lot of fun. On top of that, the sound design is excellent. Every weapon has a satisfying punch, explosions have weight, and the environment audio helps sell the atmosphere. The voice acting has also been great so far. The performances make the characters feel believable, and I've stayed invested in the story that I've played so far. And speaking of atmosphere, the soundtrack has been incredible. The music does a fantastic job at elevating both the action and the quieter moments. It's one of those soundtracks that immediately sticks with you. Something else I've been enjoying is how video gamey Halo feels. It isn't trying to be an interactive movie, it just wants to be a fun game. The straightforward level design and gameplay keep the pacing moving, and it reminds me of an era where games prioritized fun above everything else. My biggest zonk so far that I've encountered though within the story was a mission. I believe it was about the second mission where you have to go around saving these platoons of troops. You have to save 3 different groups, and you have to drive to these different areas in the Warthog, and it's really boring. It really slows down the pacing a ton, and I just did not enjoy it whatsoever. I also found this gameplay feature I thought was pretty cool. If you don't like a weapon that you're using during a combat scenario and you have allies around you, you can swap out your weapon with an NPC. It's actually a really cool feature I wish more games had. So I thought that was pretty cool. Speaking of AI companions, the Marines were actually pretty useful during combat. They weren't just there to fill space, they genuinely helped out during fights. They're especially effective when they're manning the Warthog. They were putting in some serious work, which was awesome to see. Speaking of the Warthog, I have some complaints about it. The controls are horrendous for it. It just doesn't feel right. As I mentioned about how Halo feels very video gamey, yeah, the Warthog feels very video gamey too. I don't like it whatsoever. I know you can remap the controls for it, but the stock controls are just awful. God, what are we doing? It just sucks because when you're on foot and you're in gunfights, everything just feels so right and so natural. And then you hop in the Warthog and it just feels like complete dirt. Another big complaint that I had was during the opening mission, the Pillar of Autumn. When the ship is being attacked, you get these screen shakes that are genuinely some of the worst screen shakes I've seen in a game. I understand they're trying to showcase how intense this really is, but they are just over the top screen shakes. It's just ridiculous. It really distracts you from the immersion. It really does. Now, as I mentioned, I'm overall having a pretty solid time with Halo Campaign Evolved. There are a few things that I don't like for sure so far, but I want to play the game more to see if I really truly don't like them, and I'll be back to touch upon that once I beat the full game and provide my full thoughts and review. As someone who has zero nostalgia of any of the Halo games or Halo Combat Evolved, this game has truly made a very solid first impression on me, and as I said, again, I'm having a pretty good time with it. If you're a Halo fan, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on Halo Campaign Evolved. Are you loving it? Are you hating it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll be back with a full review here in about a week to tell you guys what my full thoughts were on the game. So make sure you subscribe for that if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.